alien invasion is coming. The end of the world is here. Guess what? In today's episode, I'm gonna be giving you 5 plants that you can use to fight them off the organic way. Yes, you can use gardening for everything. Not only to grow your own food, but to also fight off the aliens. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I don't know if you've been living under a rock or not.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
But if you watch the news, which I'd never recommend, you can see aliens everywhere. The aliens are here, whistleblowers everywhere.
Air Force veteran and former intelligence official David Grush sat down with investigative journalist Ross Coulthard.
NASA releasing classified documents stating that aliens are here.
This is an example of one that I showed at the hearing recently. This is a spherical orb, metallic, in the Middle East.
And all of that stuff. So in today's episode, I'm going to be giving you 5 plants that are going to help you defend yourself against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So with that said, we need to understand our enemy. So who is our enemy? Apparently our enemy is coming from outer space. We call them aliens. Now, based on my extensive research that I've done for the past 55 years, I've come to the conclusion that there are many races out there. And the races that are gonna come to get you personally are gonna be just a few of them, because the other ones are just so smart, they don't care about you. They got better things to worry about. So the first one is gonna be the little guys. We call those grays. Most of you are probably familiar with them. Tiny little guys, 4.5 feet tall, big eyes, small mouths. Now, you're also gonna have the tall ones. The tall ones are just like the little grays, but these guys are 8-10 feet tall. They're huge. The next one is gonna be the reptilians. This type of aliens, they're not as common as the other ones, because these guys, they're the boss. They command all the grays and all the tall guys to do their bidding because they're smart like that. Now those guys are a little tougher to defend against, but I got a special plant that's gonna give you just that. And the last one is gonna be the ones that live in the 4th dimension and the 5th dimension. These guys are so advanced that you can't see them, smell them, hear them, touch them. You can't do anything to them. If those guys come for you, you're done. There's not much you can do about it. But guess what? Towards the end of the video, I'm gonna give you my bonus tip that has the most effective, powerful, organic way that you can fight against even the ones from the 4th and the 5th dimension. So let's go ahead and get started with plant number 1. Plant number 1 is gonna be sky apple. Why is sky apple? Well, it's not an apple. It is a tropical plant, evergreen. It takes full sun anywhere in the United States, and it will even take freezing temperatures. Now, if your soil freezes during the winter time because you get that cold that long, then, well, I guess you are out of luck. But for most of us in zones, I would say 9 plus, you should be able to grow this plant. Why is this plant one of the best plants that you can grow to defend yourself against the upcoming alien invasion? Well, not only is this plant evergreen, it's gonna look nice in your yard, it will also feed you. It gives you fruits that are sweet and astringent. They make your mouth dry. They're so sweet though, but you can't stop eating them. But the main defense mechanism of this plant is gonna be the thorns. They got massive, huge thorns. Yes. And guess what? Those are gonna help you. Apparently the little grays, they like to peep on you before they actually kidnap you. So they like to come to your doors, your windows, look at you, spy on you, and then when they feel safe enough, they come into your house and take you. Well, guess what you can do? You can plant this sky apple all around your property, around your windows, your doors, and I can guarantee you, the minute they come against this plant, that'll be the last time, because you barely brush yourself against these thorns. They will mess you up to the point that, guess what? They're not gonna come to your house. They're gonna go to your neighbor. That neighbor that is always calling the city on you because they hate plants. They don't like what you're doing because you're going the organic way. You're being self-sufficient. You're being your own person. That type of neighbor, you know what? Let the aliens go over there. Let them take them. What you're trying to do is dissuade the aliens from coming to your house. So this plant is going to be one of the main ones, and it will work on the little grays, it will work on the tall ones, because this plant right here gets about 15 feet tall. So even the 10-footer aliens, guess what? This plant's still going to stop them. That brings us to plant number 2, and that is cactus. Yes, this cacti over here, they look harmless. Yes, harmless, but guess what? They are deadly. They got millions and millions of little thorns everywhere, and you will not notice them until you brush yourself against them. This plant right here takes full sun anywhere in the United States, and as long as your soil doesn't freeze, you should be able to grow your own prickly pear. Not only will this plant give you fruits, you can also use the pads to eat, and they will give you water too. So if we run out of water, you can survive on cactus alone. But check this out. So let's say you got kai apples all the way around your house, but you got blind areas, blind spots around your property. What you can do is you can plant this cactus everywhere. They grow super fast. They can easily get 10-15 feet tall. They look harmless. So the aliens, they may be smart, but they're not plant smart like you are, because you're watching my video right now. So these aliens, they're gonna try to hide around this cacti, and guess what's gonna happen? The minute they brush themselves against the thorns, they are done. Because once the thorns are on you, the more you try to get them off of you, the more they embed themselves in your skin. And yes, you will remember this plant for the next few weeks. And as we know, based on research, a lot of these grays and the tall aliens, they don't wear any clothes. So their skin is exposed to the elements. So this cactus over here is gonna be even more deadly. And that brings us to plant number 3. This plant is just as deadly as the other one. And apparently, these aliens, they like to climb on the roof. They're climbers. I don't know what it is about it, but you can see it in the movies. You can see it in the news.
Angel says they heard the patter of multiple feet in the yard. They later heard footsteps on their roof.
And the latest one that just happened just about a month, 2 months ago, the aliens were on the roof. Because if you don't open the doors for them, they won't be able to come in. So they have to find other ways in, and for whatever reason, they like to climb on roofs. So if you actually look at the news outlet, you can see on the picture on the screen, these aliens were on the roof. But what can you see next to the house? There's a big shade tree. When people plant trees around their houses, they're looking for shade. They're looking for that afternoon shade so the house is not as hot, so they can save on your electric bill. But guess what? The aliens are gonna climb that, and they're gonna get on your roof. You don't want the aliens on your roof. So what can you do to stop them? Well, you can grow this plant right here. This is called a silk floss. Yes, this plant over here will easily get, depending on the conditions in your area, 20, 30 feet tall, even taller in tropical areas. And look at the thorns. Look at that. They will mess you up. So let an alien try to climb this up. So this plant will not only give you the shade you're looking for around your house, it will also give you amazing, beautiful flowers once the tree is older. It will take the full sun anywhere in the United States. Unfortunately, it is a little bit frost sensitive, especially when they're small, so go ahead and frost protect them. But once they get bigger like this, they're bulletproof. Not only do they look beautiful, they will give you shade, they will give you flowers, but also they will stop the aliens from climbing on your roof. So keep them away from your house. All right, so let's say that the aliens got past your defense mechanisms around your property. They got past the kai apple, they got past the cactus, they got past the silk floss tree. And they're inside your house. They're about to get you, kidnap you from your bed, take your freedom, take your body, take your soul. What can you do at that point? You're out of options. You have nothing left. Well, that brings us to plant number 4, and that is curry leaf tree. Have you ever eaten curry before? Well, guess what? If you eat curry, you become curry. You will smell like it. It's gonna be in your sweat. It's gonna be in your blood. It's gonna be in your soul. And aliens, they're not here to kill you. If the aliens wanted you dead, you'll be dead by now. The aliens want something from you. They want your blood, your bone marrow, they want your soul, they want your freedom. So let's say the aliens kidnap you. You're in a spaceship, in the sky, lying down on a table, about to get an enema from one of these grays. What can you do? How is this plant going to help you? Well, guess what? if you start eating curry, you will become like a skunk. You will stink of it. And the minute you start sweating, what happens when you get nervous? You're gonna be on the table, your eyes are gonna be open, life is about to be over, but guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna start sweating profusely, and you're gonna stink of curry. And guess what? Curry, you either love it or you hate it. And for somebody that's not used to the smell, most people really do not like it, especially if they never smelled it before. So you will be like a human skunk. And the smell is gonna be so strong that it may be just enough for the aliens to kick you out the door. Which is gonna be a lot better than getting an enema. So, as a last resort, try eating curry. Plant number 5, and that is pepper. Pepper plants, yes. This is a Bolivian rainbow pepper. This plant is not only ornamental, it's one of the spiciest, hottest peppers that you can actually have. They're so tiny that you will never even think about the peppers messing you up that bad. But guess what? You can grow your own pepper plant like this one right here, and you can make your own pepper spray. So let's say you're lying on your bed, the aliens are already inside your house, they're about to kidnap you. But for whatever reason you wake up, you got one last fighting chance. You can make your own organic pepper spray. All you gotta do is dry them up, mix them with water, a little bit of soap, and you can make your own pepper spray. And before they get you, you can grab your bottle and spray the aliens in their big, shiny eyes. The bigger the surface area, the more it's going to hurt. And as we know, they got big eyes. So this is gonna be a weapon that you can use against them. Super easy to grow. They take the full sun anywhere in the United States. And as long as you protect them from frost every single winter, they will make it unless your soil freezes during winter time. All right, guys, so we talk about the top 5 plants that you can grow in your yard to protect from the upcoming alien invasion. Now, most of these plants are gonna be effective on the grays, and it's gonna be effective on the tall ones and any other alien that doesn't wear any clothes and they have smooth skin. What about the reptilians though? You know, reptiles have thick skin, and their sense of smell is probably not the greatest, so the curry plant's not gonna work on them. Now, if they do eat humans and they bite into you, that may work, but we just don't know. So what can you do about them? Well, thankfully, the reptiles are the smart ones. They are the top G's, and the grays work for them. So for them to go out there and kidnap people, it's just beneath them. So you don't really have to worry about them, because if they got you, then obviously none of the methods that I mentioned in this video, work for you, and it's just probably too late for you. But what about the ones in the 4th and the 5th dimension? The ones that are super smart that you don't see, hear, touch, they're like beyond our comprehension. What can you do about them? Well, based on my research, apparently they feed off energy. And the energy that has, I guess a stronger energy, it's gonna be negative energy. So this is why they like for you to be afraid. This is why they like to scare you, because that's how they get the most negative energy that they feed on. So my recommendation for you is just to start a garden. Get into growing plants. Turn your property into a little jungle. Be self-sufficient, self-reliant. Beat the system. And as you know, plants actually have positive energy. The more plants you have around you, the more positive energy you're gonna have around you, and that energy is gonna transfer into you, making you positive as well. You're gonna be at peace. The more at peace you are, the more positive energy you're gonna output into the world. And that is my recommendation if you really wanted to fight those super advanced aliens that feed off negative energy. Just grow plants. Can't go wrong with plants. They will not only feed you, they will make you self-sufficient, and guess what? The more self-sufficient you are, the harder it is for anybody out there to manipulate you. And lastly, guys, do not believe everything you see in the news, because whatever you see in the news is what they want you to see. It is in somebody's agenda for you to see and believe whatever you see on the news. What you don't see is what you should be worrying about. Because our enemy is not coming from the sky. Our enemy is already here, and it's coming from within.